UFC debut and has never fought in a cage before. So certainly expect some sort of adjustment period as Nurmagomedov gets his first taste of the octagon.
Yeah, all of his fights have been in Russia. He's used to the ring, and it is very different, as we know. Just the strategy of not being able to sprawl fully against the cage, the cornering, the angles, completely different.
Shalorus with a big left hand, and Nurmagomedov pursues the takedown off of it, now has control of the neck.
Shalorus looking to use his wrestling, typically look to throw those haymakers, those bombs, and will stay trading with his opponents, but definitely looking to put Nurmagomedov on his back right away. Very nice counter from Khabib. Nurmagomedov is another one of these Russian fighters who comes from an excellent Sambo background. When he gets on top of you, he will land some nasty ground and pound. And interesting that Shalorus is actually switching his stances repeatedly, going from southpaw now to righty, and you have to watch out for that big right hand from Shalorus.
Yeah, you saw an earlier right hand was slipped by Nurmagomedov. We'll see how he handles the stance changes out of Shalorus, who's back in the orthodox at present.
You know, Nurmagomedov has to keep this fight in the center of the cage. He's backing up, allowing Shalorus to get cage control and get him up against the cage. And this is where that inexperience in the cage can be a factor. He has to keep it in the middle of the cage where he can't be pinned. He can use his striking, use his movement, use his footwork.
Able to check the high kick there from Shalorus.
Good pressure from Shalorus.
Well, and if you want to draw the eye of the UFC brass, as Nurmagomedov certainly did, how about 7-0 in 2011 with 6 first-round finishes? That'll get you a shot in the big show, and here he is as we approach the halfway point here in round number 1 between Shalorus and Nurmagomedov, and he comes in with a big left hand that finds its home.
Yeah, you know, he's a very clean and technical striker, but he will throw in some unorthodox techniques and definitely throw a fighter off. And he's looking early with the jab and with that left hook, but he'll come in with some awkward attacks, try to throw Shalorus off, and that was a big kick that definitely hurt Nurmagomedov on the inside of that left leg. Powerful guy is Shalorus.
Big strike from Nurmagomedov. Shalorus in a world of trouble right now. We'll see if the Russian can finish.
Caught him on the way in, and look at this brutal ground and pound. Not allowing him to get up, and from here, this is where Nurmagomedov will make you pay.
And Shalorus in survival mode here. We'll see how much the Russian has left as he tries to pursue the finish. A couple more accurate strikes could do it.
This is not where Shalorus wants to be. He needs to get back to his feet, recompose himself. He has an underhook where he can possibly get a single leg and escape from here. Nurmagomedov needs to get that underhook and try to keep him on his back. Switches to the back position. Nice transition from Khabib. He's relentless, John. Relentless with his positioning. He's always looking to advance and puts his pressure with his ground and pound. There he is. It moves into side mount and looking for some more ground and pound.
And you're right, does so with relative ease. Very fluid is the Russian on the ground.
This is where he's most dangerous. Shalorus did a great job of getting back to his feet.
And there is no questioning the toughness and the heart of Kamal Shalorus. Clipped with another left hand on the way up, but he's sticking his chin right in there, and as you might expect, the Nashvillians loving every minute of it.
Nurmagomedov definitely looked pretty gassed when he got back to his feet. Definitely didn't have that same snap in his punches when he got back to his feet there.
Nice knee to the midsection there, so perhaps the window closed for Nurmagomedov to get that first round finish. Shalorus exerting a tremendous amount of toughness and eats another right hand as Kamal Shalorus. see here, 1 minute, Kenny, not a lot of time to recover when you've been knocked down the way Shalorus was there in the first.
And for Nurmagomedov, who may have punched himself out there. He looks okay now, but he was definitely gassed at the end of that first round.
And once again comes flailing in with that left hand, absorbs an inside leg kick, nicely done by Shalorus. And you see Shalorus sort of biding his time and waiting for that big right hand.
Very impressed with the counter wrestling of Nurmagomedov, and here he is trying to finish a single of his own and gets it on Shalorus. Very nice wrestling, and again, coming from Dagestan, Russia, you got to think he's got some very high-level wrestling, John.
And at least in the early going, no nerves whatsoever for Nurmagomedov. You'd think a guy who came to the United States shortly after Christmas. They actually opened the Russian embassy on Christmas Day to get him here. He wanted this UFC opportunity in a very bad way and has wanted it for quite some time, despite being just 23 years old and maximizing the opportunity, at least to this point.
Yeah, definitely. He said he wanted to do whatever it took to get into the UFC. This has been his dream, like every fighter, and this kid's coming all the way from Russia to achieve that goal. Trying to move in his side mount. Nurmagomedov needs to get an underhook. And there he is trying to secure it. Working some very nice ground and pound. And here he is with that double threat. Not only is he trying to advance his position, but he's also working his ground and pound position, keeping Shalorus honest there. And that is the best and most efficient way, most devastating way to advance your position. It's not just his jiu-jitsu, his positioning, and his technique and the grappling, but also it's his ground and pound that's opening that up.
Nurmagomedov trying to move across that right leg, and Mario Yamasaki looking for more action. He stands up the fighters here as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the second round of this lightweight battle between Shalorus and Nurmagomedov. Very close fight, at least as far as the odds makers forecasted. Virtually even money on paper, and at least in the early going, Nurmagomedov having his way.
Yeah, you know, Nurmagomedov has very impressive record, 16-0. It's hard to know what kind of competition that is.
Sure.
You know, and comes in kind of as an unknown, but proving himself against a true veteran in Shalorus. I mean, when's the last time we've seen Shalorus out-wrestle, John?
That's the truth. Not really at all in his MMA career. Of course, Jim Miller got plenty done against him back in March of 2011, but there's a reason Shalorus entered the UFC undefeated and getting all he can handle right now from the Russian newcomer.
You know, the coaches were very big on Nurmagomedov, saying that this kid came right from Russia, went right into some very hard training, and just were very impressed with his work ethic, his technique, and they expect big things from him.
Yeah, expectations and the hype both very high for Nurmagomedov, and again, been in the US such a short time, you know, hard not to be impressed with what you've seen and hard not to think about how much better he can get.
No doubt about it. Here he is, just constantly moving, constantly working his hips, ground and pound. And then these are the kind of fighters everybody loves to see, love to watch. Dangerous on the ground. Here he is trying to lock up a little turnover, but thought he was going to switch into a Darce choke or a guillotine, but fails on it.
And Nurmagomedov, you got to think too, gaining momentum and confidence in the matchup as this fight continues to go his way.
What's very impressive, if you look at the size difference, I know Shalorus came in lighter than we're used to, but he's obviously much bigger, especially in the upper body. He's much bigger than Nurmagomedov, but Nurmagomedov's kind of throwing him around a little bit.
Yes, and move. Get body cross. Get body cross.
Nice right hand from Khabib. Another one.
And once again, it seems as though Shalorus not really putting any combinations together, just looking for that one big right hand to try to turn Nurmagomedov's lights out.
He's trying to counter Shalorus, and there he is going for crazy techniques. He mixes in some unorthodox moves with his crisp striking, and I'm sure that's confusing Shalorus a little bit. The way he leaps in with those uppercuts and hooks, John, very, very impressive.
Yeah, that uppercut certainly.
For a single leg to get on top of his opponent, Nurmagomedov, and this is a big round for Shalorus. He's gonna have to do something big here.
Shalorus has dealt with injuries over the last calendar year, staring at a 10-month layoff here tonight, and at least the first 2 rounds are an indication that perhaps there is a little bit rust as he gets back to the big show. Once again, though, going for that big right hand.
Yeah, you know, I think there's a lot of that is due to his opponent, who's countering very well. Very impressive for his first fight in the octagon, first fight in the cage. Are you kidding me? Moving very, very well, very technical, countering. Looks like a veteran out there.
Really does. Shalorus pursuing that single leg, Nurmagomedov having none of it.
I tell you what, when you get a high-level wrestler like Shalorus, and we've seen it from him in the past, when he gets your leg, you're on your butt. I mean, this guy finishes takedowns, and not able to do that against Nurmagomedov. Unbelievable. I'm very, very impressed with this kid.
You saw the sprawl from Shalorus, but he ate another left hand, now working on a guillotine.
And look at that single leg takedown from Nurmagomedov. I don't think Shalorus is going to be able to finish this guillotine. Doesn't quite have his legs in the proper positioning, and you could see him slipping out. He's probably going to bail on it. Nurmagomedov countering to the proper side, going to the far side of that headlock, and he's out.
Big hammer fist there from the top position for Nurmagomedov, and Shalorus' face starting to show some wear and tear at this point.
You got to be impressed with the conditioning of these guys. I mean, Nurmagomedov just has not stopped throwing punches. Inside mount, now in the mount, and this could be bad news for Shalorus. And Nurmagomedov trying to get that rear naked choke. He's kind of in an awkward position, but looks like he's finishing it. That's it.
So the UFC and US debut for Khabib Nurmagomedov goes according to plan. Welcome to America. Beautiful performance, Kevin.
What a debut for Nurmagomedov against a true veteran, Shalorus. He out-wrestled him, he outstruck him, and he finished in the 3rd round with a great rear naked choke. Here he is pressuring him with his ground and pound. Kind of jumps over the guard of Shalorus. Right in the mount position, Shalorus tried to turn his back, but that only opened up a rear naked choke for Khabib Nurmagomedov, and here he is with the positioning, and it's game over.
And Shalorus, not an easy guy to finish, submitted here tonight for the first time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki's called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 8 seconds of the 3rd round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov!
And we are ready to go in the lightweight division. The Fight Clock is brought to you by Taken 2. Own it on Blu-ray and DVD today. Tavares in the white trunks, the undefeated Russian Nurmagomedov in the gray with black trim. Tavares, a huge fan favorite here in Sao Paulo, chasing the first 3-fight winning streak of his UFC career.
Tavares pressuring, trying to back Nurmagomedov up. Really doing a good job of cutting off the cage here, going forward.
Nice right hand lands there for Nurmagomedov, who came into the UFC undefeated at 16-0 and has won 2 straight fights. The last of which came last summer against Gleison Tibau. Close fight, but Nurmagomedov emerged with the unanimous decision.
Nurmagomedov really leaping in with some of those strikes for that leaping left hook. He's got to be careful. Thiago Tavares sits down, throws a right hand right down the pipe. He can be in trouble, so Nurmagomedov has to make sure he times that well. He has to hide it with some feints, and he's doing that now.
Tavares tries to get a combination going, unable to find his range there, and Nurmagomedov floors him.
There's that shot. It was a leaping uppercut, it looked like, with that lead hand that dropped Tavares. Nurmagomedov really dropping bombs now with those elbows.
And Tavares is all but out here. That'll do it. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Wow. How good is that kid, Ken?
Yeah, he caught him with that leaping uppercut, with that lead hand. He was leaping in, he timed it well, and he was hiding it with some feints. Caught Tavares and finished him off with those elbows. Brutal.
The move of the fight is brought to you by Metro PCS 4G LTE 4-0.
He was feinting, then boom, leapt right in with that leaping uppercut. Tavares never saw it. It dropped him, and from there it was a brutal finish. Elbow after elbow. And that's gonna get a stoppage right there.
So the Russian Nurmagomedov comes in and mutes the masses here. He incited the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 55 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
Here we go. Nurmagomedov in the white, Rafael Dos Anjos in the black. He's a southpaw.
How highly touted is Nurmagomedov? Check this out. Dos Anjos' last victory was over Donald Cerrone, and he's a 2.5 to 1 underdog to this kid. That's crazy. That's how good Khabib Nurmagomedov is, because Rafael Dos Anjos is outstanding.
Two-time Russian combat Sambo champion, two-time world Sambo champion. He is known as an internationally recognized Sambo master.
Yeah, his grappling is literally on another level. It's completely advanced. When he grabs a hold of guys, you see talented grapplers like Abel Trujillo, guys along those lines just get dominated.
In that fight that you mentioned against Trujillo, Joe, Nurmagomedov turned in a UFC record 21 takedowns.
That's insane. The Pat Healy fight is another excellent example.
Yep.
We know how tough Pat Healy is. We know what a great grappler he is. Nurmagomedov just dominates. But a good kick there by Dos Anjos, and a kick, and look at this. He closes the distance. He's got the clinch. This will tell us a lot here. Can Dos Anjos avoid this? The answer
hard for it. Got it.
Nope, he got it.
But for how long?
But look at the way he does it.
Yes.
He's so strong in that clinch. Excellent technique for sure, but the way he just elevates guys. You just do not want this guy touching you. And he's still on Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos is up. And that is a good sign for Rafael. Can he break this grip though? Can he break the grip and separate and utilize his improved striking? Down again. Drags him down with that single.
Training at Calvary Chappelle, Kings MMA, and Evolve MMA. Born and raised in Rio de Janeiro, Nurmagomedov trains at AKA, American Kickboxing Academy in San Jose, the home of our heavyweight champion, Cain Velasquez, who we're watching very closely our main event on Fox UFC Saturday between Fabricio Verdum and Travis Brown.
And Dos Anjos separated, and now this is his game. He goes high with the kick. Good jab by Dos Anjos, and a good right hand by Nurmagomedov. And look how aggressive this kid is. I mean, he's just reckless. Good left hook, got the clinch again, and drags him to the ground. Like I said, his game on the ground is just on another level. Dos Anjos working for Kimura from the bottom.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt against the Sambo master.
He's got to be careful in overcommitting to this, though. Right now, he's in half guard. If Nurmagomedov can get that right leg free, they let it go. Dos Anjos decided to just get back to his feet, and he's up. He's just so strong in the clinch and so quick to close in on a guy and grab a hold of him.
Under 90 seconds on the clock here in round number 1.
Relentless pressure by Nurmagomedov. But Dos Anjos is on the ground. Oh, nicely done by Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos did a great job in getting back up to his feet. Oh, hard uppercut.
Good knee, but now he eats that uppercut. One takedown each side so far, Joe. Under a minute. Up the middle. Tried with that lead uppercut. That's a dangerous punch to start with.
Well, he's just trying to do things that Nurmagomedov doesn't expect, and it's especially a good kick to the body there. Especially effective because Nurmagomedov ducks his head in and charges forward a lot. Also is going to be effective is that left kick coming off of that southpaw stance to the open body of Nurmagomedov.
Like we saw earlier tonight.
He's attacking.
When you have two differing stances, you go to the body and you go inside the lead leg.
And also Dos Anjos.
There it is.
Oh, there. Beautiful job by Nurmagomedov. Good right hook by Dos Anjos and a good return by Nurmagomedov.
Great start. Second round, Nurmagomedov, Dos Anjos. The corner of Rafael Dos Anjos said, let's avoid the cage. Let's keep this fighting. Do like Lyoto does. Go in, go out, and really work on the distance. Let's make this a stand-up battle.
Excellent advice from Rafael Cordero. He was definitely doing better in the stand-up than on the ground, but he did avoid any submission attempts and got back up to his feet, which is a lot more than a lot of other people have been able to do against Nurmagomedov.
And he is more aggressive in his attack, at least at the start of this second round, Joe. Ate a bit of a jab coming in.
Both guys doing a good job of avoiding those punches, covering up, blocking most of the shots. There's the shot, down again.
Great transition.
Beautiful transition.
He set that up with his hands, Joe, for the last 30 seconds.
Dos Anjos trying to connect his hands, but it looks like he's not under the chin. And he's also doesn't have full guard here, looking to get some elevation, apply that butterfly. He may just try to use this to stand back up. It's tough to tell, but it's going to be very difficult to get real power to it unless he wraps his legs around it if he's going to try to submit him here. He's going to have to get those legs free and around the body of Nurmagomedov. Looks like he's going to try it. Well, he's squeezing hard. The real problem here, of course, is that if he doesn't get it, he may gas out his arms.
Yeah.
Nurmagomedov's head is almost out. Now it's out. Now Nurmagomedov is on top of him, and he just had a big burst of energy, did Dos Anjos, and no reward for it.
3 takedowns for Nurmagomedov. None yet for Rafael Dos Anjos. 20 career wins for the Brazilian, 21 for the man from Dagestan, Russia.
Nurmagomedov is just so relentless on the ground.
Don't grab the fence.
And Dos Anjos is trying everything he can to get back up here.
Come on, let's work. Work it out.
Nurmagomedov is trying to take his back here.
Get yourself out, Javier. Let's go.
Both men have won 5 straight fights. Nurmagomedov 5-0 in the UFC. 2 minutes remain in round 2. John McCarthy urging the men to keep busy.
Well, there's really nothing that Dos Anjos can do here other than what he's doing. He's got to be patient. Again, looking for that guillotine. This time he's fully committing to it, but he doesn't have full guard again. It's incredibly difficult to pull that off on a high-level grappler, and even more difficult if you're in half guard.
90 seconds.
Nurmagomedov, 2 rounds in the books now. With these takedowns, staying on top of him, any rational judge is going to score this fight for him, unless Dos Anjos can get up in the next minute and 10 and make something happen. Or make something happen here from off his back.
Watch the back of the head.
He's got full guard here now.
Good shot there.
Another
And
one.
again.
Steps over into half guard now.
7 wins by knockout, 7 by submission for Nurmagomedov. He's finished 10 of his last 13 wins. Significant strikes landed. Advantage Nurmagomedov.
He may be the most smothering guy in the UFC today.
Yeah.
As far as his ability to close the distance and the relentless pressure he puts on guys.
That's his world, Joe.
I mean, it really is. It's quite impressive. It's quite impressive to see a guy as skillful as Dos Anjos just get smushed.
Yep. Oh, looking for a big shot
And
there.
Dos Anjos is up.
Dos Anjos wants to avoid the clinch, the grappling, the takedown. He wants to stand and trade.
Well, you know, at this point in time, he's got to just throw everything out the window and attack with reckless abandon. He's 2 rounds in the hole for sure.
He did that for a little bit early in round 2, Joe.
Yes, he did. It's just he can't keep this guy off him when it gets to the ground. I mean, he manages to get back up, and Nurmagomedov just jumps on him again, drags him down to the ground again. There's a kick by Dos Anjos.
Nobody's really kept Khabib off him. And that's why he's so confident in his striking as well. Comes in, he mixes it up. His last takedown came off a great combination.
How fun would watching him versus Anthony Pettis be?
Oh, outstanding.
I mean, that's what he's going to need. You're going to need a real world-class, top-of-the-food-chain fighter to deal with this dude. He's a world champion. I mean, he's a world champion Sambo fighter who wants to be a world champion mixed martial arts fighter, and he's got that world champion technique.
And his good friend and longtime training partner, Rustam Khabilov, fights in the main event in Albuquerque against the former lightweight champion, Smooth Benson Henderson.
Yeah, 2 animals.
Yes.
Training together, making each other tougher.
In Dagestan.
And Nurmagomedov, again, all over Dos Anjos. Oh, Dos Anjos avoids that. And again, it's not about winning a decision here. Decisions are not here to be won. He's got to win by knockout or submission. So go for one or the other, but that's it. That's all he's got.
He's got to do, as they said earlier, like Lyoto, get in, get out, because if you get in and stay in, this happens.
And look at this. He's shooting. He's shooting on Nurmagomedov.
And now we see him using those great grappling skills in reverse.
Oh, man.
How about a reversal?
That's what happens.
You got to stay away from him.
Yeah, you can't tangle with this guy. I mean, and Dos Anjos is a great grappler.
Absolutely.
He's very good, but this guy's on another level. He makes great grapplers look like amateurs. I mean, as a person who really appreciates technique, I marvel at this guy. And it's not just the technique, it's also his aggression and his will. He imposes that on people. He's not playing it safe for a single second inside there. He's just attacking. Just massive aggression and technique. And for Dos Anjos, he's got 2 minutes to pull off a submission, and that's essentially it.
Just 25 years old.
Yeah, he's going to get better.
Yeah, that's scary. Especially at AKA. He also trains back home under the leadership of his father,
Well, guys like this are very important because when a guy comes along, whether it's a guy like this or a John Jones type character that just starts dominating people, the whole rest of the division has to elevate their game. They have to realize this guy's out there. People have been avoiding Khabib Nurmagomedov for years, and you're seeing why. He's just incredibly frustrating to deal with.
90 seconds. His father, Abdul Manap Nurmagomedov.
Big
Good
shot from the top.
And
Another
again.
one.
And he's in the closed guard. Still, he's able to do damage with his ground and pound.
Well, Dos Anjos had his legs open for a minute there, but now he's locked him up tight for defensive reasons. He's just trying to stay alive here.
Yep. 1 minute remains.
Let's go.
He's adjusting his hips. He's trying to go for an armbar. Oh, boom, right in the kisser.
Paid the price. And right back all over him is Nurmagomedov.
For Dos Anjos, this has got to be incredibly frustrating. Just getting dragged around like this on the ground.
And a guy who's really had the momentum in his corner as well, Joe, in the UFC. Just the second time we feature two men on 5-fight winning streaks inside the octagon.
Yeah, we've seen Dos Anjos lose before. We've seen him get knocked out by Jeremy Stephens, a spectacular loss early in his career. But over the last few years, we've never seen anybody do this to him.
In his last two wins, Cerrone and Dunham, very impressive.
I want to see Nurmagomedov versus Anthony Pettis. I know there's a bunch of other people.
wants his turn first.
I know there's a bunch of other people in line, and I want to see those too. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see Gilbert Melendez, Anthony Pettis as well. But I just want to see who's.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score the contest 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision. Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov.
UFC debut for Darrell Horcher. Khabib Nurmagomedov 6-0 inside the octagon. Horcher taking this fight on 9 days' notice. And here we go.
And to say this is a big step up in competition for Horcher is one of the biggest understatements you could ever say. This guy is 12-1. He's very talented, but he has never fought anyone of UFC caliber, even remotely close to someone as good as Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov 22-0, has a win over the lightweight champion, Rafael Dos Anjos, out 1 year, 11 months, 28 days. Torn ACL, torn meniscus, broken ribs. He was supposed to be in the main event against Tony Ferguson. He wanted to stay on the card because he's been out so long, Joe. Nurmagomedov just wants to fight again.
Well, he just wanted to get something going.
Yes.
I mean, 2 years off. And the last fight we saw him against Dos Anjos was a sensational performance where he soundly out-grappled Dos Anjos, really ragdolled him. And easily one of the best grapplers in MMA today.
UFC record 21 takedowns at UFC 160 against Abel Trujillo. The kick from Horcher. Horcher is a southpaw, Joe, Ferguson orthodox. But Khabib able to handle both sides.
Yeah, he was preparing for Tony Ferguson. He's one of the top lightweights in the world. Unfortunately, Tony got hurt. And what a fight that would have been. And Darrell Horcher bravely stepped in, and it is his dream to fight for the UFC, and this was the opportunity. Obviously not the ideal opportunity, but maybe it is if he can win.
He's here. Nurmagomedov, the leader of that great crew of fighters from Dagestan, Russia.
And Horcher's showing some danger here. Showing a nasty left hand. Good combination there by Horcher. He does not look out of place here. He looks calm and relaxed.
Growing up, Nurmagomedov trained by his father. Now he fights out of AKA in San Jose.
Takedown attempt there by Nurmagomedov, and Horcher shook it off.
Straight left. And again.
And Horcher has a full-time job as a project manager for a sheet metal company. So a win over one of the best fighters in the world today in his UFC debut on just a few days' notice would be absolutely incredible.
Especially against a man who's 22-0 as a professional.
And there's the takedown.
Nurmagomedov trying to get the mount early. Thunderous takedown.
Ground and pound is absolutely terrifying.
Half guard. Nurmagomedov has finished 10 of his last 14 victories. Trying to posture up. Horcher trying to control Nurmagomedov from this top position. Get this fight back to the feet. Khabib working out of the half guard. Horcher controlling well thus far, Joe.
He's doing a good job of defending himself in a dangerous position. Khabib's top game is legendary. And Horcher holding on to half guard here, trying not to allow Khabib to get that left knee sliding through the two legs of Horcher right now.
He's
going to move to side control. And he's got it now.
This is not good for Daryl Horcher.
Now he's dropping elbows on Horcher.
Big shots from
Horcher's got to protect
Nurmagomedov.
himself. He's getting cut up. And he moves.
Horcher trying to get back to safety.
Good job by Horcher, just defending there. He's doing a good job of moving, not allowing Khabib to get a stationary target, but Khabib's all over him. Now Khabib's got his
spins, takes it back. Looking to finish this fight right here from the mount.
Yeah, Horcher's spinning, he's giving up his back.
20 seconds on the clock, Joe.
But he's getting pounded on.
Horcher in a full defensive mode here.
This fight easily could be stopped if he doesn't do something. 10 seconds to go. I don't know if he heard the claps, but he's got to move.
5 seconds.
James Waring taking a very good look at him.
He's going to make it. Wow. Round 2 when we come back. Here's one to right now. Round 2. Nurmagomedov did not even take the stool in between rounds.
Yeah, he said almost. I almost got him. That's one of the things he was saying to his corner. So he's coming out guns blazing in the second round.
Horcher had a cut on his head from one of those vicious elbows of Nurmagomedov.
And there's the shot. And Horcher landed some good shots defending it. Look at this.
Horcher wants to make this a fight.
Well, Horcher's doing a very good job defending so far. Still on his feet, just very impressive. Boom, right into side control.
Nurmagomedov, lots of time now, utilizing his great combat sambo skills.
You cannot stay high on Nurmagomedov. If he gets his hips below you, you're going for a ride. Horcher inside control here.
Nurmagomedov slowly advancing.
He's pushing down on that right arm, where it looks like he's trying to move him into a mounted crucifix position. He's going knee to the belly, and he's paying very close attention to the right arm of Horcher. He's trying to isolate it. He's pushing his knee down. He's pushing the knee to the neck, and as he's ground and pounding him.
Yeah, big shot, show.
But Horcher's doing a good job of getting that knee in place. Even though he's getting pounded on, Horcher's demonstrating some very good defense, Mike. That left knee is getting into play, and it's making it more difficult. He's moving his head well on the ground. But look at that, boom, pass it like butter, right back into side control again. But Horcher spinning and moving. Horcher is not here to lose, Mike. He's not giving up, but now it's the mounted crucifix. He actually put himself in it by trying to regain guard.
Nurmagomedov looking to finish it here.
Horcher's in trouble, big trouble.
40 significant ground strikes and counting now.
And to get out of this is very difficult when you're fresh. And after you've been getting beat up for a round and a half, it's even harder. He's got to really explode. James Waring is going to step in and stop this fight.
Unless Horcher defends himself.
But Horcher bucked and moved. He's got to keep doing that.
Big shots again from the Eagle.
Horcher's got to demonstrate that he's trying to get out. He can't just stay there and eat shots. He's got to move. And Nurmagomedov starts teeing off with elbows. This could be over.
How about the toughness and heart of Darrell Horcher?
Well, we knew that, the fact that he was able to take this fight on such short notice against one of the best lightweights in the world for his UFC debut, arguably the best lightweight in the world.
Knee on belly again.
I mean, he's undefeated. You look at his performances inside the octagon, Nurmagomedov's a monster. So Horcher's gets nothing but respect for this fight, no matter what happens.
Trying to flatten him out. Got 2 hooks in. With 2 minutes on the clock here in the second round.
I mean, make no mistake about it, Nurmagomedov's dominating, but Horcher's not giving up. Now Nurmagomedov's got the body lock, and he's got his back, full body triangle. Now back to, he's just mounted on his back here and just pounding on him.
Big punches from Nurmagomedov there. Wow. To the body and head.
But Horcher covering up, you know, this could easily be stopped, and it wouldn't be a bad stoppage.
It is right there. It is all over. Khabib Nurmagomedov, 7-0 in the UFC.
This is a good fight for Khabib Nurmagomedov because it's an excellent opportunity to get some work in, knock off the octagon rust, get back on track, get another W. And for Darrell Horcher, this is an excellent fight for him as well. Darrell Horcher is a tough guy. What he did tonight is take a fight on short notice against arguably the best lightweight in the world, a fight that no one wanted. When Tony Ferguson fell out of this fight, it was incredibly hard to get Nurmagomedov an opponent. That's why Darrell Horcher is here, and that's why Darrell Horcher is now in the UFC and earned the respect of me and all the other people watching this fight.
Move of the Fight, sponsored by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for $30, period. Some serious damage done with the ground and pound.
Some serious damage done in many positions where the fight could have been stopped, and Horcher somehow or another gutted it out and kept moving. And James Waring just looking at this point and really had to rescue it. Waring, by the way, who is a former belt holder in both boxing and kickboxing, you know, a combat sports veteran himself, just knew that.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee James Waring has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 38 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov putting his unbeaten record on the line against Michael Johnson. Here we go. The southpaw Johnson in the white trunks, Nurmagomedov in the black trunks.
Very fast hands from Michael Johnson. And Nurmagomedov, one of the best grapplers in the business.
Michael Johnson coming off a spectacular finish of Dustin Poirier.
That was
back
a sensational
in September,
performance.
Joe. Yeah, it really was.
And there was a lot of emotions on the line between those two fighters. There was a lot of talk back and forth, a lot of trash talk. This has been very different. Both guys have been very respectful in preparation for this fight, and even in their stare downs, been smiling, shaking hands, looking forward to just testing their skills with no shenanigans.
Nurmagomedov, born and raised in Dagestan, Russia, trains in San Jose. He's a member of the American Kickboxing Academy team. Of course, that's Daniel Cormier, Luke Rockhold, and company.
And one thing to take into consideration is activity. Besides the Darrell Horcher fight, it's been a long time since we've seen Khabib healthy and inside the octagon. That was before when he fought Nurmagomedov. Michael Johnson, on the other hand, has been incredibly active, and he is teeing off on Khabib right now.
Nurmagomedov, Joe, to your point, was out almost 2 years.
Yeah, it was a long time and a bunch of pretty significant injuries where he couldn't really train that well. Oh, he tagged him. He hurt him back.
And again,
Nurmagomedov is hurt right now. He's wobbly and hurt. He's moving around.
The hand speed of Michael Johnson.
But Nurmagomedov is still in trouble, Mike. His legs are not under him completely.
And he connects again.
And there's the shot. Johnson defends. Michael Johnson has very good takedown defense, and that will be a big factor in this fight. But he's fighting a different kind of grappler here tonight. Khabib Nurmagomedov mauls people. It's the best way to describe his style. And when he gets a hold of people, it almost seems like they're shocked at how strong he is. Look at this, he's moving right now into the mounted crucifix, and he positions it perfectly, and Johnson is in terrible trouble here. This is a horrible position to be in with an elite grappler like Nurmagomedov. Johnson cannot wait here, he must explode. He's got to twist and pop and posture up, but Nurmagomedov maintains an excellent position. He's in side control here.
You know that Johnson has trained escapes from this position, but until you're in this position with Khabib Nurmagomedov in a real fight, you don't know how difficult it may be.
It's a different guy. I mean,
but
he's a world champion, world champion grappler. Completely different kind of guy. It's very hard to find training partners that can replicate what Khabib Nurmagomedov can do unless you're training with someone who's as good as him, and there's just not that many people. And Khabib right now is teeing off on Michael Johnson.
It's terrible like position for Johnson to emulate Rumble.
Johnson's getting hurt. He's getting hurt bad here.
Trying to posture up.
Massive pressure. Massive pressure. He's going to slice that right knee through. And Johnson, with a minute and a half to go, is in full survival mode here, Mike.
And this, Joe, came right after Johnson had hurt Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, he hurt him, but was not able to capitalize on that. Took his time, and now he finds himself getting pounded on. Big shots to the temple. Michael Johnson's in a lot of trouble here, Mike.
Nurmagomedov 23-0.
He's gonna mount him, and now Johnson's really doomed. This is terrible.
Two-time Russian combat sambo, two-time world sambo champion.
Johnson is in big, he just got clipped hard on the chin there. He's in big trouble here, Mike. This fight is in danger of being stopped.
Big John McCarthy right on top of the action.
He's got to hold on to the hands of Nurmagomedov. He can't just cover up like this. But Nurmagomedov is doing such a good job of tying up his left leg that Johnson can't move. I mean, can he absorb this for 30 more seconds is the question, and how diminished will he be if he even makes it out of this round?
20 seconds.
Look how Nurmagomedov is tying up that right arm as well. Johnson is effectively only defending himself with one hand, and he can't move his body. It's a terrible place to be for Johnson.
10 seconds.
Nurmagomedov all over him, but it looks like Johnson is going to make it to the bell.
Wow!
Unbelievable.
Turn of events. Khabib Nurmagomedov almost stops him. Crazy round.
I think it's imperative that Michael Johnson keep this fight on the feet, maintain his distance, keep a low stance, and be real careful about letting Khabib Nurmagomedov get a hold of him. Obviously, easier said than done.
Jay Glazer, Brian Stan, Michael Bisping, Megan O'Leary handling the duties on the desk all night here live from Madison Square Garden.
Johnson's still dangerous. Look to throw a left hand there on Nurmagomedov, but he's got to be real careful with reaching and making things obvious, because if Nurmagomedov times him...
Which is what Henry Hoop said in his corner between rounds, Joe.
Well, you see Nurmagomedov posturing up straight and then looking to drop down low. I mean, he had such a dominant round in terms of grappling. I can't imagine he's not going to do that again. Pushes him up against the cage and immediately gets that. Oh, that very nicely done by Johnson. Very nicely done. He needs more of that for sure. The question is, how diminished is Michael Johnson from those punches he took and from the amount of effort that he had to put out to defend himself? Beautiful sprawl there from Johnson.
Greg Jones, Henry Hooft. Greg Jones, the wrestling coach.
Guillotine attempt from Michael Johnson.
Sugar Rashad watching closely.
He does not have it. Nurmagomedov out. Johnson in full guard.
Not good.
Terrible is a better word. Just look how quickly he hopped over that and into the crucifix position. Oh man, look at that. He trapped him with his legs. Just so much control by Nurmagomedov. And Big John's taking a real good look at him and could easily stop this fight. Look how he's done this. I mean, he's switching back and forth from crucifix to a very weird positions where he's got the legs trapping the head and arm in place. And he's going to do it again, and he's punching in between his legs. And Michael Johnson just really does not have an answer to the grappling.
Is this the owner of the best ground and pound in the game today?
Well, one of them for sure, and maybe the best grappler in the game today. Maybe the most dominant, and again, in one of the most talent-stacked divisions, this guy mauls everybody. And it's just the way he does it, no one else does that to these guys. The way he did it to Rafael dos Anjos. The way he's doing it right now to Michael Johnson. It's almost like he's a couple of weight classes bigger than them, but it's not a size thing. It's a technique and a grappling strength thing. Oh, and these hard shots.
Yeah.
And again, look how he ties up that right arm. He's done it again. Same position. Wraps up that right arm tight, has awesome wrist control, controls the position, and is just mauling him with that left hand.
This may be it here soon.
Well, it's just a matter of how much Johnson can take. These are hard shots. I mean, he's throwing his whole body into them. Look how he's digging into that left hand. And Johnson just absorbing him, trying to tough it out, and trying to find the opportunity to move to a better position. But in the meantime, getting severely diminished with every punch Nurmagomedov lands. And there's another one.
Michael Johnson, man, showing some guts.
Showing an amazing chin, too.
Yeah, which just got tested.
I mean, he's getting pounded on, Mike. This is really horrific.
It really is.
And look how Khabib has just got him contorted. I mean, he gets you in a position where you can barely defend yourself.
Wow, look at that number.
And Johnson cannot hold him the way he holds Johnson. When Johnson grabs a hold of his wrist, Khabib just pulls it away from him. I mean, the grappling strength is just so apparent.
Can he get to round 3? 45 seconds. Oh, those shots landing big time.
Well, what's been interesting in this fight, not just watching the domination from Khabib Nurmagomedov, but the fact that Michael Johnson was able to hurt him in the first round.
Yep.
That's what future opponents will look to. But they also have to be aware of what Khabib Nurmagomedov to do to you.
Trying to get the finish here late in round 2.
And Johnson almost back up at his feet, but now Khabib's still all over him.
10 seconds.
You cannot doubt the heart of Michael Johnson here. Just really incredible heart being displayed.
Undeniable. Will he make it? Yep. Big John McCarthy just told Rashad Evans, who's in the corner of Michael Johnson, that he's not going to let him take that kind of punishment that he took in rounds 1 and 2 here in the 3rd and final round.
No one better than Big John, and he's very close to the action. He can see that Johnson is trying with everything he has. And I think Big John's just interested in saving him from himself, but this is the problem. We've never seen anybody do this to Michael Johnson before, but this is exactly what we said when Khabib fought Rafael dos Anjos.
Yeah, we said we've never seen anybody do this to Rafael dos Anjos, right?
He does this to almost everybody he gets his hands on. He's a very, very rare talent.
Trained by his father for many years. Big John right on top of it.
I think Big John can stop this fight at any moment.
Yeah.
And they... right there.
Look at those numbers. Wow.
He's going to stop it.
Yep.
I mean, this is just, I don't see how he can absorb all these shots. I mean, it's incredibly impressive, the heart and the courage that Michael Johnson is showing, but this is not good.
Nurmagomedov.
Full mount.
On top, full mount. More damage.
Full mount with the right arm trapped. You notice how he does that all the time? He traps arms. He traps arms when he does ground and pound almost exclusively. He's just so good at that. He's looking for an arm triangle. He's pounding the body. Johnson defends it. I mean, I'm very impressed with the heart of Michael Johnson. Very impressed.
Man, oh man.
He is not giving up. He has had many, many opportunities. Look at this. He's making his way over the top. He's trying so hard. But Khabib turns it around.
Nurmagomedov has to be getting a bit frustrated here. He would think that he has finished his opponent at this point, but Michael Johnson showing the great heart tonight.
Khabib looks like he may be looking for a Kimura on the left arm of Michael. He's looking for the overhook. He's tying it up. That's exactly what he's doing. He's turning the corner. He's going to get it right here. This should be it. Michael should tap or he's going to break his arm. He's going to break his arm.
It is all over. Khabib Nurmagomedov moves to 24-0.
I'm actually happy that he didn't continue with the ground and pound and decided to submit him there. And I'm happy that Johnson tapped and was able to avoid injury. But man, what a display of dominance by Khabib Nurmagomedov. He is a monster.
Our Move the Fight, sponsored by Metro PCS. Switch to Metro PCS and get a fast nationwide 4G LTE network for only $30 period.
Khabib Nurmagomedov just came running over to Dana White and was demanding to get a shot at the title. And after a performance like this, how can you deny this man? I mean, in my opinion, it's him and Tony Ferguson at the top of the heap. Tony Ferguson, who was the #1 contender before this fight. I don't know what the ratings would be afterwards. Like, I look at that, I'm like, please tap. Just please tap. You're not gonna get out of that. Just, I hate seeing what happened to Nogueira when he fought Frank Mir. The same exact position. Man. Incredible. Incredible performance by Nurmagomedov.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy's called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 31 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by submission due to a Kimura, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
Congratulate the entire Nurmagomedov clan. Also found it interesting that Khabib said not only did he want the highest level opponent possible tonight, but he said, Dom, to defend kicks, you have to understand kicking offense, and he feels like he has kicked exceptionally well during this training camp. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by AirAsia. Now everyone can fly.
Khabib, go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say Edson immediately with those inside leg kicks.
Very smart, and I like the pressure of Khabib. I mean, you got to take away kicks with pressure, but then he's got to find him and head him off and not chase Barboza. That's key, too.
Woo! Again, that inside leg kick by Barboza.
Barboza's takedown defense around 87% coming in, but he certainly hasn't faced a wrestler grappler like this.
Now see the pressure of Khabib. Look for Edson to look for knees and uppercuts on the pressure. Can only move like this for so long backwards, being Barboza, before Khabib gets a hold of him in the over-under clinch.
He's going to up top with that kick as well.
Nice.
Oh, Khabib catches him, and he's got a hold of him.
And this is where he beats people with the underhook war. See how he's got the underhook on Barboza already. Let's see if he can keep him here and then get the takedown from it. Now he's got the body lock. He wants to get it underneath the right arm of Barboza and get that body lock cinched. There it is. That's what he's looking for there. And he missed it. Barboza saw it.
Nice. And Khabib right back on him. Uppercut by Barboza. Ooh, that kick to the body again. That switch kick is insane.
Khabib knows he can pressure pass it, though. You pressure pass kicks. That's the best way to do it. If you stand back when he hits you, then it works.
Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful pressure and just forcing things by Khabib because he knows that's his best chance to not getting kicked.
Oh,
smart.
Beautiful trip. Barboza on his back now with plenty of time to work. 3 minutes in. Oh, excuse me, 3 minutes to go.
Big elbows from Khabib Nurmagomedov early on here.
Pressure is so heavy already by Khabib.
Ground and pound, nasty punches from the top by Khabib.
Barboza needs to get up ASAP. This is not what he wanted.
Just the second time Barboza's
trying
been
to push
taken
him
down
off.
his last 9.
But Khabib doesn't give you any space. It's just another level of pressure from the top.
Notice he's not on his knees either. He's always on his feet when he's on the top position. A lot of guys are on their knees here holding on, and he's just up, higher, and downward punching.
Oh, big shots by Khabib. Barboza's absorbed some big punches.
You never see Khabib let the guy on bottom straighten his legs out. They're always bent down into his chest, and then he's on his feet, just raining punches down from higher ground. I mean, it's just great technique with top pressure and super good balance.
He's moving into side control here, and he's got it.
Go grab it.
Ooh! Oh, man.
Big punch, looking to pass, go to mount here. And there's mount. Now he's mounted.
I like how he crossed his legs over the mount.
And I like how he went at the knees, above the knees. Now Barboza has to get his knees out in order to escape. He'll cinch those knees back down again.
Barboza's already swelling up on one of his eyes. Full mount.
That's it. He's just looking to beat him. I mean, he had an arm triangle there, didn't even take it.
Barboza just already overwhelmed. You see the look in his face. He's just getting swarmed. Oh! 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 Barboza's in big, big trouble.
That's not looking too good.
Oh, he's getting mauled.
Still plenty of time to go here in round one.
Bottom leg control by Khabib. You see how he hooks that bottom leg and now twists him so that it's no longer that bottom leg. Cinches the knees. Perfect technique, perfect tightness.
The look in Barboza's face says it all. He's just overwhelmed here. He's giving up his back.
Fighting at a quick stand.
Spinning, turning towards him. Oh.
Barboza defending right in front of his corner. Under 40 seconds to go in the round.
Nasty shots to the body. He's trying to free his right leg. You hear Mark Henry saying you've got 30 seconds, kid. He's just trying to get him to hang on and get to the end of the round, but he is just getting mauled.
Next level ground and pound from the suffocating Nurmagomedov. 10 seconds to go in the round.
Oh. Oh, there is
right.
No one on earth who does ground and pound better than Nurmagomedov. No one. I'm sorry, John. Barboza looks severely compromised.
He needed help to his feet.
I mean, in my opinion, he looks done.
How about Barboza went to touch hands and Khabib said, "No, we're good."
Yeah.
That's just a mentality, and that's a difference. That's what wears on you too, is his demeanor in there. Non-stop abuse. Doesn't ever want to be your friend or be nice to you. Ever. Not hugging afterwards, doesn't care.
Barboza's just a much different fighter.
You could see the confidence in Khabib now. He knows that Barboza doesn't want to throw because he doesn't want to get taken down, and now you can see the striking of Khabib unload. The jabs landing at will.
It's also, you see the movement of Barboza severely compromised. He just can't move right. His legs are giving out from under him. He got beat up so bad in that first round. He probably has no idea what's going on right now.
The pressure is relentless. Big kick landed.
Yeah, a lot of kicks by Khabib, almost like he's trying
and you see
to prove a point and stop him by kicks.
You see the knee that Barboza landed. He can't land it because he's on his heels. So Khabib just keeps him on his heels the whole time, no matter what, and minimizes the damage by doing so. A lot of guys get kicked in the body and the leg, and then they just stop and freeze in front of Barboza. Khabib knew he had to eat those and keep the pressure, get the underhook, stay in the pocket, and look at where he's at.
And the output and the pace is just absurd. That's why a lot of people want to see Nurmagomedov in a 5-round championship fight in the UFC. These are big left hands landed.
Well, it's very unfortunate we didn't get a chance to see him go against Tony Ferguson, but the good thing that came out of that is he got a nutritionist, changed his diet around, and easily made weight, and now looks like a world beater.
Tyler Minton, the Melee way, the nutritionist for Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Oh! Nope, blocked it, easy.
The pressure. Now, with the pressure, you can't throw those techniques.
Yeah, this pressure's incredible.
Barboza needs uppercuts, knees up the middle, and body shots, just like that, combinations. If he keeps doing that, he can keep Khabib off of him. But if he does not do that, which he doesn't have energy for, not one shot at a time, he's got to throw combinations being Barboza on his heels.
Barboza's still in it to win it, though. I mean, he's trying. He's just getting mauled.
He's seeing the uppercuts, he just can't do it. Too tired.
Go grab it.
I mean, this fight's been 7 minutes long. Sorry, 8.
Barboza's almost out here. He's got to keep driving. He just doesn't have it in him. Look at his face. He's just so overwhelmed. And this could be the beginning of the end. Khabib's going to pull his arm out, flatten him out, and then the smashing will begin.
And you see the look on Barboza's face, like, come on,
He
man.
knows it. Yeah, he knows where it's going.
Just let me get my arm up, please.
He just doesn't have enough left in the tank to fight this guy off. And Khabib is going to move to full mount. And Big John McCarthy, who's one of the best in the business, if not the best ever, is going to take a very close look here. Because this is where it's going to get ugly.
Oh, and you can hear him exploding out of the position, not using the right techniques, which uses more energy by Barboza. He's flat on his back.
Well, he's in desperation mode.
Yeah.
Nurmagomedov continues to stay busy here and apply pressure. Just over a minute to go in round 2. Look at Barboza's face.
Who has been able to impose themselves like this on world-class fighters on the ground?
Never.
I'm having a hard time with all my years of watching fights thinking about a guy who's been able to do it, but not like this.
No, not with ground and pound.
And not that consistent with the takedowns against world-class fighters.
Kane in his prime maybe could do this to some heavyweights.
Maybe Kane in his prime. Both guys come from the same camp.
There you go.
But Barboza came in just on an absolute roll over the last 2 years since he fought Tony Ferguson, and just has very little for Khabib here through nearly 2 full rounds.
And you know, all the injuries of Khabib are attributed to his work ethic. You can't keep this type of pace and do what he does without working harder than everybody in the world at this one thing, and it's so taxing on your body to fight the way Khabib does. And that's why he's had the injuries he's had, but that's also why he's undefeated and always in top form. When he actually shows up to compete, he's always right on point.
Don't grab it.
And now that he has seemingly mastered the nutrition/weight cut end of things, this guy has taken it to a whole nother level here tonight against Barboza.
If you were in Edson Barboza's corner, would you consider stopping this fight in between rounds? By possibly the best lightweight in the world.
Third and final round here.
There's that inside leg kick again.
And I also like, look how tall up Khabib is. See how his posture is real straight up? That keeps him from being able to get kneed as well. He's not leaning over on his lead leg. Good balance by Khabib with his striking.
And there was a good right leg kick by Barboza, but to no effect so far.
Oh! Nice stand-up work there by Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, Barboza just can't keep him off him.
And you wonder if one more takedown here could do it. Barboza posts here.
There's a vice grip around the body underneath the arms of Barboza by Khabib, and this is where he just doesn't let go.
And you wonder if Barboza's inner monologue is, I knew this guy was good, but god damn.
Yeah, I think you don't know until he gets a hold of you. And that's what seems to be the look on everyone's face after the first round with this guy.
Underhook control by Khabib, head positioning by Khabib. Keeps Barboza here. Barboza's got a pummel here. You got to pummel, dig for underhooks. Something, if you just sit here, you'll just get stuck here.
Somewhat surprisingly, Khabib Nurmagomedov has never won a UFC post-fight bonus. You got to think that is going to change here tonight. Just about 3 minutes to go in this one. Total strikes, how about 121-21 for the number 2 ranked lightweight contender.
The pressure he keeps here without relinquishing it is just tough to do. It takes a lot of energy to do what Khabib's doing. It doesn't look like it, but it does. It takes a lot of energy to hold somebody here like this. Because Barboza can off balance as well, and he just can't get it going.
You got to give Barboza credit, being this exhausted and being able to stuff the takedown here in the third after all the punishment he's endured.
And he's still smiling before every round, to be honest. I mean, and trying to stay in it. He's in this fight. He's not quitting. Oh, finally landed. And that landed.
It did land in a right hand. And looks, it throws it again.
Goodness. Ducks under.
Oh, look
right
at
back
that.
to the
And he
pressure.
went for a takedown. It's like he gave it a shot.
Yeah. He just needed a little space. That's all he needed. Khabib said no thank you.
Khabib has that arm trapped, now lets it go.
What a warrior Edson Barboza is.
Yeah. Learned some valuable lessons, I think, in that Tony Ferguson fight a couple years ago.
Let go of the glove, get your finger out of there, there you go.
And fighting another true pressure fighter and fellow elite tonight in Nurmagomedov. Just about a minute now to go. And wouldn't that be something if Barboza could survive to hear that final horn?
This is just all heart and courage by Barboza. It's very impressive.
Tough as nails. I mean, we're all tough, just you don't want to see any of your fighters take this kind of damage sometimes.
Like this.
It's just non-stop punches.
Ugh.
It's like a slow, steady torture, you know? Because you can't get away, but they're not enough to sleep you. They're just enough to really hurt and just annoy the crap out of you and continue to break your nose.
And John McCarthy may be close to having seen enough here.
And he gets to his feet. Look at this, Edson Barboza. Oh!
Good read on the knee. So close. And Khabib not leaning forward, just isn't allowing those knees to work. He's always good posture.
And how about the conditioning of Barboza to still throw offense with some heat behind it after absorbing this much damage?
Nothing but respect for Barboza.
Absolutely incredible performance by the soon-to-be 25-0 Khabib Nurmagomedov.
An equally impressive heart display by Edson Barboza. Talk about a guy who never quit, kept just whatever he had in his body, he emptied out. He's just overwhelmed by a better fighter.
Fight Replay is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
As we see here, inside trip, Khabib's go-to takedown on the fence, switches to a single here. It goes back to the double, switches back to the single. Just non-stop transitions. The ground and pound, though, was everything for Khabib. The way he stays on top, the way he lassos those knees so you can't get away and then just relinquishes so much punishment on you, just puts so much down pressure on you and damage that it just takes the air right out of your sails.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 30-25, 30-25, and 30-24 for the winner by unanimous decision, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
All right, gentlemen, we've been through the rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times. I want you to protect yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Good luck to both of you.
Here we go. Khabib Nurmagomedov at long last with championship stakes inside that octagon. Raging Al Iaquinta, a picture of focus. He doesn't look concerned. He had to stop himself from pushing over a TV monitor, I think, on the way in.
Just destructive. The dude is destructive. Bull in the China shop.
Tonight's Fight Clock is brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Nurmagomedov in red, Al Iaquinta's in blue.
There's a vulnerability in Nurmagomedov. It's when he comes looking for a takedown. He carries his chin a little high.
Yeah, but here's the question. Does Al go for broke, or does he try to win a long fight? What's his mindset coming into here? Is he going to try to fight 5 rounds, or is he going to try to just kamikaze and take this dude out in the first round?
Interesting question.
Khabib's last 2 opponents, very good defensive wrestlers, Michael Johnson and Edson Barboza. Nurmagomedov still had his way with them and largely was able to take them down at will.
With Iaquinta threatening with the takedown. Ooh.
We did hear some rumblings. He might try to do some offensive wrestling early.
Beasted him down. Beasted him down.
Beasted him. Right away.
So about a minute in, Nurmagomedov gets his first takedown. Let's see what he can do with it.
A bad sign. If you're going to get taken down by Nurmagomedov, you got to make him expend a lot of energy going for it. He got it very quickly.
Yeah, let's see what kind of half guard Al has. Now he's in side control. He's going to give up his back if he just tries to muscle out of this.
Both hooks in.
He gave up his back. Good scramble. Al's almost up, and he's up.
Wrist control for Al Iaquinta, but a good sign that he was able to get back to his feet. The question is for how long?
That's a tremendous sign. Boom! Right back.
Perry.
Let's see his guard. Let's see if he tries to use. No, wow.
Right over.
Immediately steps
Easy.
over into mount.
You know, when you study Khabib, there's no magic to his takedown. He's just tenacious with it. He just keeps going after it. And he lifts. He's so strong.
Al has got a Kimura, but he's on the bottom.
No guard, it's not going to work.
Yeah. He's on the bottom. He's got to free those legs up. And he only has one arm. He doesn't have it anymore.
Stand up, though.
Almost back up. Now remember, New York State Athletic Commission has adopted the new rules. So as soon as Al only has one hand and both feet down, he can get kneed.
Well, I think he's talking to him already.
Yeah,
right in his ear. One thing about Khabib, he doesn't need a lot of space to land hard punches, hard elbows. Does a lot of damage from in close.
Well, he's got tremendous control.
Yeah.
And those that train with him say he feels like a light heavyweight. 2 minutes here to go in round 1. Iaquinta has been susceptible to the submission in his career.
They're trying to get a microphone on him so he can hear what he's saying.
You just feel the physical pressure of Khabib and that wrestling ride. Not trying hard for hooks, just trying to ride him out, take the energy right out of him.
Just sap him.
Yep.
Make him carry that weight.
And he certainly makes the ground strikes count. Already some significant swelling around that left eye for Iaquinta.
Al's back up to his feet, though. The question is for how long? That long. He's getting mauled like everybody else before him.
Right.
And that's usually a difficult position to lift and get a takedown. And he's right there. Incredibly strong.
That's a lifetime of high-level grappling.
And it's amazing to hear the fellow lightweights talk about Nurmagomedov and the reverence.
It's awe. They're in awe of him when you talk about him. They're like, man, to be great in this sport is hard enough. To be elite is so rare. To be really feared is something special. People are scared of this guy.
Yeah.
And as I said in the beginning, he is, as David Goggins would describe, uncommon amongst uncommon men.
Yeah.
Perhaps the most uncommon lightweight contender we've ever seen.
Iaquinta doing his best, though, back to his feet. The wrestling escape, trying to control the wrist and the hand, but...
He's trying hard.
Yeah.
But he's in there with an animal.
Well, Iaquinta has responded well to adversity throughout his UFC career when it has reared its head. 2 early knockdowns against Jorge Masvidal, came back to win that fight. A strong opening as expected for the behind the 20 seconds to reset here at the beginning of the round.
It's probably they feel that he's not really fully recovered after a minute. And they would like him to not just go out there and immediately get taken down again.
Right.
All right, round 2, gentlemen, let's go.
But I'm sure Khabib has other ideas.
Right.
And my last comment on that takedown, usually that single leg, you have to circle and angle and kind of drop the guy. Khabib just lifted him up and dropped him. That's impressive. it's also, you know, go back to the game plan. Don't get frustrated by that first round. Go back to what we trained. Don't panic. Rely on your technique.
Good stick there by Iaquinta.
Al's nice and low here, too.
Diving for that single leg. Diving for it.
Oh, and he gets free.
But he didn't get the separation.
It's a terrifying thing, too. It's just the way he closes the distance with such finality.
Usually when someone's that low on a single leg, below the knee, they just have the ankle, you can just kick out of it. And you see Iaquinta trying to do that, and he's realizing, man, it's like a vice on the end of my foot.
Al's looking for the arm bar. He's looking to get that right leg across the face.
Trying to create the angle.
Khabib has talked a lot about how different MMA wrestling is than freestyle or Greco-Roman. He feels like that's what makes this sport so interesting. And his MMA wrestling at the top of the heap. Big deep breaths now from Raging Al.
Once again, back to the wrestling right, not trying to put his legs in, not trying to get hooks, not being overly aggressive, just taking the energy out of Al Iaquinta. That's what wrestling rides are so good at.
Nurmagomedov has the hands locked here. See if he can drag Iaquinta down fully.
Al Iaquinta doing a good job of using the fence. Pulling those legs out right out from under him. In switch position, he's not going to get that as long as his legs are underneath Nurmagomedov.
Two and a half minutes gone by here in round two. Khabib at his suffocating best as usual.
Al's giving up his back again. You can't give up your back like that. Look how he grabs the back leg. That's beautiful.
Right in front of Matt Serra.
Yeah, that's a good thing if he can tell you anything. But the difference in skill level is so high, I don't know if it's enough.
He's fishing for the neck. He might have it.
This could be it.
Nope.
But now full mount. Turning on his side, frying pan into the fire.
Iaquinta trying to control that left wrist, but he ate a big right hand there.
He's going under the neck again. He's got him fully flattened out here.
Worst position to be in.
Watch your back of the head. There you go.
Al's trying very hard to get out of this, but there's just not much he can do with this control.
And every time he raises up, he exposes his neck just like that.
Well, he went sideways here. That's slightly better.
He's already going for the arm triangle defense. That's why he's grabbing his leg. That's to defend against the arm triangle.
A case of pick your poison here for Raging Al Iaquinta. 1 minute to go in the round.
This was what Khabib does. He makes you absolutely miserable with his pressure, his ground and pound, his control.
What's crazy is he does it to everybody. I mean, we've never even, oh, look at this. He's got the back again. We've never remotely seen him in trouble on the ground. I mean, his dominance on the ground is really unprecedented. Yeah. We've seen really good guys on the ground, but he redefines it.
And he really calculates risk on the ground well. He doesn't compromise position unless he feels like he has a strike opening or a sub.
And I think that's a big key to his success is I only go for the choke when it's really, really there. He doesn't risk position. Going for a lot of submissions, he doesn't go for a ton of them.
Right.
When he goes for them, it's because he's really got it. He's content to stay on top and do damage.
Heavy ground strikes here. It does look as though Iaquinta could survive this round.
Al's gonna shake him off. Look at this.
Fighter. Third round of a possible 5 here. Nurmagomedov in red, Al Iaquinta's in blue. We'll see if Iaquinta can get those hands going early round 3. Instead, Khabib throws the right and lands.
Out with a nice jab there.
He's winging these punches, though.
Yeah, he really is.
Well, it's not as though they're trying to reinvent Nurmagomedov every time they trot him out there, but they want to send out an improved edition, and that's a big part of the focus for Javier Mendez. Nurmagomedov has never been knocked down in his pro MMA career. He has started to throw a lot more kicks in training. Of course, that Barboza training camp helped a lot.
You think you can kind of see Al trying to figure out how to land the right hand and land power punches without closing distance so much I get taken down, because Khabib has shown the ability to dive from the outside, not really set up his shots, just go ahead and go for him.
Al's talking to him now. Khabib hit him with a couple of jabs, and Al started talking to him.
Oh. Quick. Finding a home for that right hand.
Nice.
Up jab from the hip, very, very quick.
Look at that fake. Oh, interesting. Oh!
Longo looking for Iaquinta to follow up that shot.
Oh! Nice right hand over the top.
That was real.
Well, Nurmagomedov has certainly inflicted more damage, but Iaquinta having some moments now.
Man, Khabib takes a lot of risks with that chin high. Defense not really his thing. Willing to walk forward. Shot a lot of confidence in that lead jab.
Khabib 6 of 10 on his takedown attempts thus far. We'll see if he shoots again here shortly. USA chants here at Barclays Center as this New York crowd tries to get behind one of their own.
Al Iaquinta has faked for the takedown a few times. He hasn't committed to a takedown. Been content to stand and bang from that low stance. So far hasn't had an answer for the jab of Khabib.
Well, it almost looked like he wanted to stay stationary to look for the opening for the counter.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't trying to, yeah, right there. Trying to pull and shoot.
That's hard to do off the jab. It's much easier to counter off power punches. Not really able to do much off the jab yet.
He's talking to him.
Nice counter right lands for Iaquinta. But really from day one, Nurmagomedov has been ready for prime time. So much confidence in his preparation, his work ethic, his team that goes 25 or 30 deep. Under a minute now to go round 3. Iaquinta hanging in.
Khabib's standing a lot more than I thought he would in this fight already. Only 3 rounds in.
Al is talking to him a lot.
You wonder if the language barrier prevents effective trash talking. They're really communicating.
Well, I think it's mostly mumbles. I think he gets the gist of it.
Khabib, though, usually does his in-fight trash talking in his opponent's native tongue, so.
Yeah, he's pretty good with that.
Yeah, and he usually does it while he's on top of you, punching you in the face.
So you can hear him really clearly because he's in your ear behind you.
It's not even trash talking. He's begging you to give up.
Yeah.
But not here. This is different. Ooh.
The entire 3rd round on the feet. Championship rounds forthcoming.
Clinton, his corner, a lot of confidence.
Right.
Yeah. You heard Matt Serra.
The F-bomb motivation.
Yeah.
You know? How much do you love Sarah Longo? How much do you love that
Love
team?
them. I want those guys to do a reality show.
Well, I think if you had told Team Iaquinta that they had reached the championship rounds, they would have taken that.
How much would you love to be a fly on the wall watching Conor McGregor watch this right now?
Oh.
Screaming and yelling.
Nice uppercut from Khabib and a kick. But the last 2 takedown attempts have been thwarted by Iaquinta.
Iaquinta is teaching us a lot about the possible vulnerabilities that Khabib has. Because he's not the striker that Conor is. He's not the same kind of dynamic in and out movement, sharp shooting punches, and ridiculous one-punch power. He's a different animal. But he's surviving with toughness and with pure insanity.
And let's not forget a wrestling background. He's low in that stance. He's wide with his feet.
Yes.
He's approaching like a wrestler would, and that's an important component.
Iaquinta, former wrestler at Nassau County Community College. And there have been guys in the past, Pat Healy, Gleison Tebow, that have provided some resistance to Nurmagomedov in terms of his takedown game.
Ooh. What Al hasn't done is put punches together effectively. He's had a couple of one-shots. He'll leap in with one, but not really effective with the combinations.
What's crazy is that this is still standing. Like, I'm curious why. I'm curious why Nurmagomedov has chosen this strategy, or if he doesn't, there he goes. If he doesn't feel like he can complete it like this.
3 in a row. And the striking, I think, has been working pretty well for Khabib. I mean, Al's been in it, but I think Khabib's, for the most part, been out-striking him.
He has, but it's not impressive.
Yeah.
It's these shots are not, I mean, they're okay, but it's not like we're watching a world-class striker. We're watching a guy who's hitting a guy with jabs that he's already beaten up on the ground, and he's avoiding this guy's power punches. But this is no way dominance on the feet. He's just winning, you know? He's winning with the jab, and he's blooding Al's face up, but Al is dangerous right here.
Let's check back in on that power corner, Ray Longo, Matt Serra.
I wanted to decapitate him with that fucking head kick. Come on, Al. That's it, do it. Throw the kick after that.
Bring those guys some cannolis.
So awesome.
Nice, Al. Come on, stay on it. Finish with a hook, Al. That's it, Al. Finish with a hook. Nothing there.
Well, they knew they were throwing a game fighter in there tonight, and Iaquinta has proven that, and then some. Nurmagomedov shakes that left hand off.
He shook it off, but it connected.
One of the difficulties with what has happened all week, the change of opponents and Al Iaquinta stepping up, tough guy, is anything less than complete dominance. A wipeout.
Right.
Disappointing.
Yes.
For Nurmagomedov. That's the position he's in. Now, does that affect him? I don't really know, but a lot of fans will see it that way.
Oh, it's already disappointing. This round is very disappointing for Nurmagomedov.
Your standards are so high, Joe.
Al is very dangerous here, and it wasn't supposed to be. Look at that. And it looks to me like Nurmagomedov is slowing down, which makes him more vulnerable.
And one of the things, he's never been through a 5-round fight, never been through a championship fight.
And let's also not forget, Iaquinta, he did have a full training camp, but a championship 5-round training camp takes on a little bit of a different tone in terms of the rounds, the sparring. And look at him here at the end of this 4th round, hanging tough.
Well, with anything, no matter what happens, Raging Al's stock goes up, 100%.
Yeah.
Significant strikes. Nurmagomedov has outlanded Iaquinta 126-16, and he adds to that total there.
That's a crazy number. That is crazy. Oh, right hand over the top.
But no combinations afterward. It's just pretty much one.
The thing is, 126-18.
He continues to just destroy and dominate the best lightweights in the world.
Look at this, stuffed.
It's very interesting. In his corner, they were saying, take him down, take him down. You know, he's much easier to finish on the ground than he is on the feet. There was no tactical advice on how to set that shot up. I didn't hear any of that. It was take him down. But, you know, Iaquinta's been doing a good job countering that single leg by turning out and kicking his leg.
Nice left hook to the body and a left up top. And meanwhile, this is the 5th and final round, so Al knows he's only got 4.5 minutes to go. Right. That's it.
He's got it, he can throw it.
And Khabib does not have his father here tonight. Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov had some visa issues, unable to be in his corner.
Oh.
Iaquinta still throwing heavy punches. His stop going up with every single one.
Nurmagomedov fires back with that jab. It's been there all night.
Jimmy, you are so right about Nurmagomedov's chin. I mean, it is up in the air. Straight up in the air. And he's pulling back straight. Leaning back with his weight past his hips.
That's why I'm curious why we haven't seen more combinations from catching, moving back with that third, that fourth punch. Maybe that one will land. You can see the first two. Third and fourth are harder to see.
Well, Al's throwing everything in each punch, and he's just not throwing those kind of combinations.
I think that's the weakness to his style. He throws a hard 1 and 2.
Look at that. The way he's pulling back with his chin up is very amateurish.
Body shot is there.
This is just not what you want to see from a guy who's the most threatening lightweight in the world. You want to see a full game.
A few short months ago against Barboza, he looked like the most dominant fighter perhaps in the world in any division.
That one was much deeper than those outside low single legs we saw before, and he couldn't finish.
Some vision issues for Al with that left eye now.
He's having trouble seeing.
Flying knee lands. And finally a takedown for the first time since round 2 for Nurmagomedov.
Oh, he's leaking bad.
The Russians being heard from now. Nurmagomedov trying to become that nation's first undisputed UFC champion.
I think Tony Ferguson would say it's disputed.
There can be a lot of opinions tomorrow about who the best 155-pounder in the world is.
Oh,
a lot. We're going to hear all of them.
They're going to be flying like mockingbirds.
90 seconds. Khabib 7 of 15 on the takedown attempts.
Both hooks in, but he's high in the ride and going around that leg again.
Oh,
looks like he might be under the chin there.
Nope, that's on the jaw.
My mistake.
You can still finish it there, but...
Yeah, but you got to have an unbelievable squeeze.
And probably Iaquinta's probably going to let his jaw break before he taps.
Yeah.
It's a tough dude to work with a neck crank.
Well, one thing is that what we said that made this fight exciting, about Al Iaquinta just being tough as nails and crazy, proved to be absolutely correct.
Accurate 1,000%.
Yeah, this is an entertaining fight. And Phil would draw, oh, look at this, high. Oh, I love how he does that.
Always goes that cradle position.
Yes. He cradles that leg and maintains that back mount.
Well, somewhat implausibly, Al Iaquinta and Khabib Nurmagomedov go the distance.
Wow. Wow. That was a hell of a fight. That was very interesting. Tony Ferguson and Conor McGregor right now are screaming at their TVs.
But they're gonna have to come in and prove they're the best.
Well, Jimmy, perhaps Khabib Nurmagomedov somewhat a victim of expectations here tonight. But in a few short moments, Dagestan is gonna have its first UFC champion.
Let's not forget, this was a dominant performance, a 5-rounder, but a dominant performance by Khabib. Look at this, the single legs early, the tenacity with which he went after the takedown early. Iaquinta getting back to his feet just to get taken down again. Great top pressure. It all started with the single legs here. This was in round number 1. Looking for the rear naked choke, ground and pound, going back to it. Every time Iaquinta would pop his head up, Nurmagomedov would go for the rear naked choke, and then the jab, striking that lead jab. Quick, fast, accurate. Really went for it at the end. Great combination. Led to the takedown again. Just tenacious when he went for it. It went 25 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 50-44, 50-43, and 50-43 for the winner by unanimous decision and new undisputed UFC Lightweight Champion of the world, Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna keep this clean. Touch gloves now if you wish to. All right, let's do this.
Well, if you bet that the fighters would not touch gloves, cash those tickets, and wherever you are in the world tonight, one way or another, we will all witness a piece of UFC history. The King is back, looking to regain his throne. And we are underway. This fight clock brought to you by Modelo Especial, brew with a fighting spirit since 1925. McGregor in green, Nurmagomedov in black. McGregor lands early.
Pressure right off the bat by Conor. He's trying to force the shot out of Khabib with pressure instead of waiting for Khabib to come at him.
Khabib got a hold of his ankles. He's got his leg.
And what he's got to do is get his left leg over the back ankle of Khabib's right leg. He needs to get that. Conor needs the left leg behind the ankle of Khabib in order to stuff this. And now he's got it. But a good defense by Conor so far.
Look at this.
Got the ankles. As long as he stays on the ankle, he's good.
He's doing a fantastic job of defending. Look at him spinning around. Khabib looking to complete the takedown, and he gets it.
Man.
Conor gets right up to the cage. Let's see if he can get back up to his feet. This is one of the big questions. He's got his feet tied up well. Look how good Khabib has done a job of wrapping those two legs up together.
This is what he does to everybody he fights. He crosses your legs, and now if your legs can't get away, then you can't get up. You're pinned to the floor. And he's done this better than anybody. He elevates and straightens your legs out. And now what he's gonna do is try to lift Conor's knees and legs higher than Conor's head so that he can't move. Conor's just got to stay calm and not use his energy because he's not taking damage here.
It feels like he's far better equipped to handle 5 rounds than he was when he left in 2016.
Khabib does such a good job of wrapping those legs up, extending them and wrapping them up so you can't get them out from under you.
I've never seen anybody be able to straighten the leg out like that. The way he hangs and he almost knee bars you by collecting your heel up. It's just different how he holds you there. Most people can get away when you do that, but when Khabib grabs your legs, he just keeps them.
Yeah, he's doing it again. Look at him pinch those legs
together. He does
together.
it different, and they cross every single time. He crosses them over each other.
He's just so good at squeezing.
This is what you got to do to Conor early, though. If you're Khabib, you have to do this early. You can't try to give him all the rest he needs in the first couple rounds. That's when Conor's the most dangerous.
Couple right hands have landed for Khabib. His first strikes of the fight. McGregor trying to control his breathing. Ate a big right hand there.
And what Conor's doing is he's trying to dig underhooks and stay in a ball so there's no hooks. So Conor, see how he's got over the top of Khabib's head or his arms? He needs to get in between the arms and legs of Khabib if he's gonna get up. He can't be on the outside of Khabib's arms here.
Again, Khabib ties those legs up together. It's just tremendous how he does it. And it's something that you see him do against every single guy he fights. They know what he wants to do. They can't stop it.
He's got a different type of pressure from here. I think he's just extremely strong as well. And now he's under the back of Conor, so that Conor can't get his hips underneath him.
It's a lifetime of grappling.
And you do have a referee in Herb Dean that is going to give Khabib every opportunity to work on the ground, especially when he has the legs trapped.
Right now we're seeing Conor okay because he's not taking damage, so he's staying very calm so he doesn't waste his energy. But once he gets wore out from this grappling, then you're going to start seeing Khabib posture up and start landing the big punches. But he can't do it too soon because otherwise Conor will get away. He's got to play the squeeze game right now. Nice pass, straight to half guard. And now the pressure is just heavy here. You could tell he's extremely heavy. That left shoulder and the chin of Conor really makes it minimal for Conor to be able to get to a hit.
He does a tremendous job, and he keeps you from being able to breathe. Pressure on the chest, and then the overwhelming sensation that he can continue to do this as long as he wants. And that is exhausting in and of itself.
I love that he's just being patient, though. This is what you've got to do to Conor early. You can't be silly and try to pretend that you're going to give him space to stand up. You've got to smother him and try to take some of the wind out of his sails early so he's not so powerful. Take some of that pop away and then take some chances after that if you're Khabib.
And Conor can't use too much explosive energy to try to get up without technique. If he does that, he knows he's going to burn himself out, and he knows if he can't stop Khabib, Khabib's going to be able to do this in the second, the third, the fourth, and then how long can he keep him away from him?
Well, don't forget, Conor used literally no energy right now because he took no damage. He did get stuck on the floor, but he has no, so the second round he'll be fresh. Let's see what he does with it.
Exactly the start that Khabib Nurmagomedov was looking for in round one. This round begins on the feet. Let's see how it goes here early round two.
Conor knows he can land that left whenever he wants, so that's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for that counter. He's waiting to force Khabib to take a bad shot and then make him pay for it. That's what we're seeing here.
McGregor fires the knee, appeared to just miss. Massive right from Nurmagomedov! And a knee from McGregor now!
Nasty right hand.
Wow!
And that's the problem with takedowns is they gain the respect of the striking. Your striking gets better if you force takedowns because you're thinking about the shot. And now the shot set up from the overhand. He goes back and forth, and that's what's made Nurmagomedov the best. That right there.
Wow.
What an entry by Nurmagomedov, and now he has McGregor up against the fence, 4+ minutes with which to work.
And this is what Khabib has done to everybody. If you stuff his wrestling, then he's gonna punch you. Once you start getting punched, his wrestling opens back up, and that's why you need a threat of grappling and striking mixed together. But realistically, the sharpness goes to Conor in the striking, but the grappling is just so one-dimensional and so over. Like he's just so
working
much
an arm
better.
triangle here. He's got it up. He's on top of him, full mount.
Good scramble by Conor getting his guard back. Butterfly, not full guard.
But Khabib's all over him here.
And McGregor exploded there to try to escape, nothing doing. 90 seconds gone by here, round two.
And the moral victory of Khabib landing that big right hand. Oh, big ground and pound.
And Khabib said he wanted to make Conor suffer.
He also said he wanted to change his face. This is one of the scariest things I've ever heard a person say about a fight.
Well, not unlike Tony Ferguson, Khabib can go all day. Oh, big right hands landing from Nurmagomedov, who came into this fight unquestionably in the best shape of his life.
Conor's talking to him. I can't hear what he's saying, but he's getting tagged.
No, that's Khabib talking, and he's not saying nice things.
Oh! Big elbow from Nurmagomedov did not appear to cut McGregor open.
The power he generates from this ground and pound is just interesting. I don't understand, because you can hear it landing over and over.
It's just ferocious. I mean, he's the best ground and pound artist in the sport. Oh, Conor's getting lit up. Conor's in serious trouble.
Oh, massive ground strikes here. Herb Dean watching closely.
Khabib is trying to smash his face.
McGregor forced to just cover up. How many shots can one man take? 2 minutes to go in the round.
And he's trying to gas Khabib out, because he's taking shots, but they're not the worst shots you could take. He's covered up. It just doesn't look good.
I don't think he's trying to gas Khabib out. I think he's getting smashed.
I think it's a mixture of everything.
I don't think he has a choice here. I don't think he's trying to gas him out. I think he's getting smashed.
I agree, but if you have no choice either.
That was an illegal knee on the ground by Conor. A knee to the head of a downed opponent.
Can't interlock the toes in the fence. McGregor got away with that one, still doing it. Herb Dean should be warning him there.
He's going for a Kimura here.
That is tight. That looks like it's going to get finished here, ladies and gentlemen. That's tight. Good defense. It's like Conor's not even sure. Why isn't he trying to get up?
Because he's exhausted and he's getting his face punched in. And I don't think he can. I just think Khabib is so much better on the ground that he's surprised.
I agree.
And Nurmagomedov's output hasn't waned one bit.
Now remember, we're dealing with the old rules here, so Khabib has to wait until he's fully up to hit him with knees.
Crowd goes bananas as McGregor gets upright, but for how long?
And he's taking some big, deep breaths.
30 seconds here in round 2.
Khabib can keep this pace for 5.
And I don't believe Conor has a stoppage win in the UFC after the second round.
That is correct.
Conor hasn't had an answer at all for the grappling Khabib in one bit.
Nurmagomedov with a huge second round, likely a 10-8. Round 3 brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC. John Kavanagh not wanting McGregor to chase. We'll see if he can oblige.
Kavanagh said pressure to get your air back. You can get a little air if you pressure in the beginning. And now Khabib's tired too, don't forget that. The striking, he's full of blood. They both are.
Perhaps McGregor sensing that now.
McGregor looking for that big left hand.
Khabib used tons of energy on that ground and pound, Joe. Tons. That was a crazy pace, that last round.
Well, we did see him slow down considerably against Iaquinta in the later rounds.
And now you're seeing Conor go at the body. That's the same thing he did to Mendez. He waited 2 rounds and started teeping at the body, and then starts going up high. There it is. There's the teeps to the body. He's just trying to take their out of Khabib, letting Khabib wrestle himself out. Because you gotta, it can go both ways.
Well, you hate to read too much into the body language, but this is as fatigued as I've seen Khabib Nurmagomedov in that octagon.
I don't know if he looks fatigued to me. It doesn't look like he's breathing heavy. It looks like he's trying to find his moments, but he's getting outboxed.
Yeah, I don't think he's tired. I think he's just a little heavy from the grappling last round, but he's not tired per se. His muscles are full of blood, so he's a little slower. And that's where Conor can use his left.
And there's the shot.
And that's what his coaches, that's what they were talking about.
He stuffed that one. Oh, elbow by Conor.
That's what Kavanagh was talking about. Said the first couple shots are going to come heavy. Later, they won't be so heavy. Big right hand by Khabib.
Just over 3 minutes here in this third round. Level change from Khabib.
He stuffs that as well. Look at this. This is where it's getting interesting. Now, the real question is, how much endurance does Conor have now? How much has he worked on his conditioning? do you prepare for a guy like Nurmagomedov? Nice knee to the body by Conor.
Those knees to the body will add up, and so will the punches and the kick teeps.
Oh, uppercut.
McGregor feints.
These guys are staring each other in the face right at no range at all. They're just sitting there punching, exchanging.
McGregor continues to bank that body work.
Seeing Khabib standing right in front of Conor like this is crazy.
I don't understand why he doesn't shoot, why he doesn't mix it up.
Oh, he clipped him the left hand. Oh!
He slapped him. He slapped him on that one.
Front kick to the body by Conor. He's pawing with that punch. Having a hard time getting that snap back.
And Khabib standing right in front of perhaps the best striker in UFC history. McGregor to the body again.
Good left hand to the body there by Conor. Another good knee.
Khabib to the body. He doesn't seem to fear the power coming back from McGregor as yet. Trip by Nurmagomedov, gets McGregor down briefly.
Back up to his feet, though. Very interesting.
Slight edge in terms of these significant strikes in round 3 for Conor. Less than a minute to go in the round.
And you see how Conor's collecting the left arm of Khabib. That stops him from being able to connect his hands, and he can't double off or grab a single leg. If you can't lock your hands together, you can't finish a takedown. So Conor's leaning against the fence and just controlling one arm.
So what does Khabib do to counter that?
You got to try to get a single leg the best you can, because you can't get a double as long as Conor's controlling your wrist. He's grabbing the glove there. You can't clasp your hands together. The only thing you can do is keep the pressure like he's doing, so you're not getting picked apart. But you got
free.
See, he's got his glove. He's got his glove underneath it.
Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
So he's just holding it so he can't complete the takedown.
Stop. 15 minutes in the books. We head to the championship rounds.
Grabbing.
You know he's not in his element unless he is jabbing and talking to whomever. The referee, his opponent. Round 4.
Watch the counter left hand of Conor. It's what he's been setting up. He's waiting for the right hand of Khabib.
Oh, Conor looks very good coming out for this 4th round.
I swear, I think this is when he was looking to try to get him, wait for Khabib to get a little tired on the takedowns and look to knock him out later. You would think it'd be the other way around, though.
Second time for both of these fighters to have seen a 4th round in their careers.
That jabbing front kick to the body. He used that fantastically against Chad Mendes, and he's using it here again tonight. There it is again.
He's so worried about the power in his hands that sometimes you forget about his legs.
Good entry by Nurmagomedov. McGregor trying to use the fence to his advantage. And he gets tripped right down. Too good.
He does such a good job of using his legs to wrap up your legs. But Conor's back up to his feet almost.
And this is where Khabib really starts to get ahead from this position. Once he gets here, he doesn't let go of that grip. And he goes back and forth between the double, and he wears you out by putting all that pressure on your arms like that. Makes you carry his weight up against the fence. He's done this time and time again, and when you try to stand up without hand control, he throws you.
Another warning from Herb Dean for a fence grab there.
His grappling is just one step ahead.
Just tremendous control on the ground.
4 of 7 on the takedowns for Nurmagomedov. but it's what he does with them. 2 minutes have gone by here in round 4.
Got an arm triangle almost, but Conor got weaseled his other arm in there.
It's in there, but it's still, the fact that he can pin the head against the arm is just, it's a big part of securing that. If he can control that, now he stepped the arm over, but now Conor regained that arm.
The one thing Conor has done is stayed pretty safe. He just getting controlled very badly is the only difference. Good
hip escape there by Conor. Needs to keep going if he has the energy. But again, Khabib uses those legs to tie his legs up. I mean, it's a big part of his grappling. It's not just grappling with his arms, but utilizing his legs for control.
Big left hands from Nurmagomedov.
Again, full mount, back mount.
There's the choke.
He's got it, it's under the neck.
There it is.
Nope, it's on the chin.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov has finished Conor McGregor tonight.
Round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. Little frustration from Dustin Poirier on the stool there after round 2. See if he can get his hands going here in round 3.
It's just not quite quick enough. Guillotine's in, but it's not super tight yet. Now it's in.
Dustin Poirier working on a guillotine here. Nurmagomedov staying composed.
Gets him off him for a second, and he sticks to the guillotine to keep it, and that's in. That's in tight. But turning to a hip the way he's doing buys him some air. And he sticks with it.
Wow! Nurmagomedov pops his head out, crowd goes bananas.
And now Nurmagomedov knows how tired Dustin Poirier's arms are, and he gets right on the hand control, and this is what we saw at Curtis Blades earlier, is the hand control on the heavyweight. In the same position, the top leg position, and now his head's higher than Poirier, so Poirier's got to get all that weight off him before he can get away. But first and foremost, he has to attack the hand control of Khabib.
You see Khabib's father, Abdulmanap, right there. Proud to be in his son's corner tonight. Now, a possible... Nope, Nurmagomedov bails.
It's enough to make it real ugly. It's just mean. Neck cranking you, always cross your jaw. You can't breathe, it hurts your nose. And it's not really, that's in. That's in.
Nurmagomedov under the chin, there's the top! Khabib Nurmagomedov, 28-0!
Incredible, absolutely incredible the way he dominates people in the grappling. Never seen anything like it.
And this time a big hug for the UFC president, Dana White. And Dana's gonna like that a lot more than what happened the last time around. The standard upon which all lightweights will be judged. Khabib Nurmagomedov submits Dustin Poirier in round 3.
Wow. I mean, complete dominance from Khabib in that fight. And Dustin Poirier is no slouch, let me tell you. Not at all.
And certainly not at all the way Dustin Poirier drew it up tonight, but the celebration is on in Abu Dhabi with all the pressure firmly in his red corner. Khabib Nurmagomedov delivers yet again. The perfect streak continues, and Dominic, in modern-day mixed martial arts, this is just so difficult to do, and yet he continues to take on the lightweight division's best and is able to finish Dustin Poirier tonight.
And it always starts with his takedown. I mean, you look at the speed of his shots. First he wears you out, and then the speed is just so quick how he gets in, pushes you against the fence. And this is a great guillotine. I mean, this is in. But this is what he's got. This is his Hail Mary right here, Dustin Poirier. It's in, and he did not give up on it, but the way that Khabib kept moving his hips side to side to get space and eventually work his neck out, that took all the air out of Dustin to go for that last guillotine and all the muscle out of his arms, and then that allowed Khabib to be able to go for that choke at the end. He softens him up a little and then sinks it in. And you see him get that hand behind the head, and he knows that that's it. Beautiful finish, perfect display of mixed martial arts grappling from Khabib Nurmagomedov again.
Well, since UFC 178 in 2014, when Poirier fought Conor McGregor, he had lost just 1 of 11 fights while taking on a murderer's row of UFC talent. And it takes...
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 6 seconds of the 3rd round, declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, and still the undisputed UFC Lightweight Champion of the world, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
And in the red corner, they did put some ice on that left leg of Khabib Nurmagomedov, so we will keep an eye on that. And clearly for Trevor Whitman, they want him to attack that furiously tonight.
Yeah, and told him to slow it down, right? It's the same message we heard in the Ferguson fight. Slow it down. You don't need a rush. But Khabib wants this pace to be very fast. You can see him telling Jason Herzog, let's go, let's go, let's go, as the 2nd round started.
Leg kick for Nurmagomedov, now a combination, appeared to partially land. Left hand behind the ear lands for Gaethje.
Beautiful footwork there by Gaethje. He's kind of circling into the power of Nurmagomedov. He's got to be careful going to his left.
Another leg kick.
That one seemed to hurt the champ a little bit. You saw Khabib take a bad step after that leg kick landed.
And now Gaethje goes inside and lands. Nurmagomedov back to the well with that front kick.
Oh, beautiful takedown by Nurmagomedov against the back.
Wow.
Right into the full mount. I mean, that was a fantastic transition with a lot of time. He's going to go right back to that same position. Oh, he's going triangle here. Setting up triangle into the armbar. Oh, trying to choke by Nurmagomedov. Oh, as Gaethje goes back shot. Oh, he's tapping.
It looks like he's tapped. Khabib Nurmagomedov! The Eagle rises again. He chokes Justin Gaethje to sleep. 29-0. Unbelievable.
Khabib with the beautiful triangle choke finish. I mean, you never know what he's going to pull out next. Justin Gaethje tapped a long time ago. Rev didn't jump in and he went to sleep. But wow, what a performance by the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
And Khabib Nurmagomedov is immediately resorted to tears, and you can be sure bottling up a lot of those emotions here during this fight week without his late father, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. And now that the mission is accomplished and the task is done, he can exhale, and an amazing display from Gaethje coming in. Both of these guys managed by Ali Abdelaziz, who is watching intently somewhere in the world, but just too good, man, too good. I mean, a lot of people felt like Gaethje was a live underdog, the best guy that Khabib had faced.
But everywhere, just too good everywhere, right? There is no area where this Khabib Nurmagomedov can't fight. There's no area, John. And look at this moment as he finally is able to exhale, right? This fight happens in October. You know, his father passed in the summer, and he went right into this. It was a distraction, but now he gets to let it all out.
Well, and if Khabib Nurmagomedov's goal coming in here was to leave as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world,
he's that.
To beat the interim champion like that.
He's that, man. I mean, Gaethje landed some beautiful kicks, but once Khabib got him to the ground, they were just on a different level. Right here, Khabib goes to the mount. It looked like he was going to go to an arm triangle, but immediately he goes back into the same position as the first round. Looked like he was going to attack arm bar, but instead he goes triangle. I mean, I've seen him do this before in the practice room, but I have never seen him pull it off in a fight. Didn't know if he would be comfortable enough to try it. But right here, you see Gaethje try to pull back. Then he starts to tap here. I don't know how this wasn't seen. As he slams Khabib down, watch his left arm, John. There's a tap. There's a second tap. You know, he tapped 4 times again, and eventually he passed out, and Khabib keeps that championship. What a phenomenal performance by the champ. And honestly, This guy's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, unquestioned, after dominating the interim champion like that, especially after Justin looked as he did against Tony Ferguson.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jason Herzog has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 34 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by technical submission due to a triangle choke, and still undefeated, and the UFC undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Khabib the Eagle
And now, without question, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, 29-0, Khabib Nurmagomedov. The world is in awe of your greatness once again. I will give you as much time to gather your emotions, but I see your cornermen taking the gloves off. Your thoughts on an epic championship performance tonight. Congratulations.
Alhamdulillah. First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. God gave me everything. Thank you for these guys with me and with my father more than 20 years. All my team, aka with Coach Khav, I love him so much. All my team. Oh, thank you. Today, I want to say it was my last fight. And no way I'm gonna come here without my father. It was first time when, after what happened with my father, when UFC called me about Justin, I talked with my father, my mother, 3 days. She don't wanna I go fight without father, but I promise her it's gonna be my last fight. And if I give my word, I have to follow this. It was my last fight here. I know only one thing, what I want from UFC Tuesday. You guys have to put me on #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, because I deserve this. And UFC undisputed UFC Lightweight Champion, 13-0. 13 in UFC, 29 in all my pro MMA career, you know. Oh, I think I deserve it. And one more thing. I want to say thank you, Lorenzo, Fertitta. Thank you, Dana, Hunter, all guys. Thank you so much. And of course, I don't forget about Joe Silva, who signed me here in UFC. Joe Silva, thank you. All this UFC team, everybody around the world, this all pandemic stuff, they're doing great show, you know. Thank you so much, Justin. 2016, I remember when I cut weight, you helped me a lot. Thank you, brother. This is fight without cage. I know you're great, man. I know how you take care of your close people. I know a lot of things about you. Be close with your parents, because one day it's gonna happen something, because you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You never know. And thank you, guys. Thank you, coach. I love you so much. My teammates, Ali Abdulaziz, Rizwan. Oh, alhamdulillah. Today is my last fight here in UFC.
So as you put the gloves down, you do so as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. You go out the way you wanted to as the undisputed UFC Lightweight Champion. How hard was this week for you overall?
It was my father dream. What else? Dustin and Conor gonna fight January. I choke him out, both of them. I'm not interested for this. I'm not interested for this. One more thing. И для моих болельщиков, если скажу для болельщиков с России, будет неправильно. Просто скажем для всех русскоговорящих. Большое вам спасибо. В 2008 году, когда я начинал это, и когда в 2012 году я первый раз дрался, подписали в UFC, очень многие не верили, очень многим это было невозможным. Я простой парнишка из обычного горного села Дагестана, приехал сюда. Вчера мне брат даже говорит, Google сказал, говорит, что ты самый обсуждаемый человек на планете. Я просто не мог в это поверить. Почему? Потому что просто вы сами представляете, да, у меня даже в голове этого всего не было. Я просто хотел вместе с отцом, мы шли просто хотел стать чемпионом. У меня даже в мыслях не было, что вот так все может на мои плечи обрушиться. Альхамдулилля. Если у вас есть родители, будьте рядом с ними, и все. У меня один остался родитель, это моя мама. Я хотел бы побольше времени ей уделить.
You have left an indelible imprint on this sport, and we congratulate you as you walk away 29-0. There's only one Khabib Nurmagomedov. We wish you a safe trip home, and we look forward to your UFC Hall of Fame induction in a few years. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. DC, I love you, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed UFC Lightweight Champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov.